Hi, my name is Guy Wallace, and in this video I'd like to discuss with you resources that I have available, some for free, some for a fee, to help you climb that learning curve, the learning and performance improvement learning curve. My free resources include articles, audio podcasts, books, book chapters, columns, and video podcasts. One of my first articles published, but not the first, was in September 1984 in Training Magazine. They changed the title of the article to match the theme of this particular issue, The Worst Moments in Training, but the title was How to Build a Training Structure That Won't Keep Burning Down. This addressed producing a performance-based curriculum architecture using a group process as the means for analysis and design. September 1984. 2 months later, in November 1984, my partners and I published an article in the NSPI Performance and Instruction Journal, PIJ as it's called, using a group process to create models and matrices. This focused in on the analysis methodologies that the Training Magazine article skimmed over and went right to the heart of identifying what is the performance and what are the enabling knowledge and skills that are being targeted by your training initiative or your performance improvement initiative. I also published articles in December of 1985 and 1986 in the Chicago Performance and Instruction Journals. My clients published an article in 1987 about a simulation exercise that I had designed that was part of a 8-day product management basic skills training on the processes of product management. And this was a matrix effort of looking at 5 phases of life cycle management, but doing functional management across those 5 life cycle phases, dealing with Bell Labs and the engineering populations, dealing with the manufacturing organizations, the sales organizations, the product support and service organizations, the marketing organization, the financial organizations, and basically facilitating a cross-functional team process for managing products through their life cycle. In this technical and skills training magazine from the early 90s, the title of my article was again changed, Costing Out a Training Project, which is not what the article was about at all. It was about establishing return on investment by using a return on net assets approach with a particular client who was looking at uptime in their manufacturing world, and we were looking at the uptime of the individuals who were utilizing a new tool, a CAD/CAM system, computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing, which in the early 90s was newfangled stuff. This article was republished in HR Matters, a Malaysian magazine for HR professionals, in September of 2008. It is an update from an article published in the mid-90s for a quality journal. The article is about empowerment as a process. In 2004, ASTD Links published a short article of mine on curriculum architecture design. More recently, I've been published in 5 Minutes to Process Improvement Success, where my contribution focused on doing performance modeling and then systematically deriving the enablers of performance, including knowledge and skills, but beyond knowledge and skills. Additional free resources include quarterly newsletters from 3 of my consulting firms, SWI, Caddy, and my current firm, EPPIC Incorporated. In 2007, I quit issuing quarterly newsletters and focused exclusively on my blog, which is at eppic.biz. I also offer 12 free audio podcasts on various aspects of the PAC processes. This was covered in my book Lean ISD, which was published in 1999, which is available as a free PDF on my website. 2 additional sets of audio podcasts cover my book Training and Development Systems View and Management Areas of Performance. Additional audio podcasts on my website include 3 that I did with the Tyagi group, 2 of them with Tyagi himself, and also 4 podcast interviews that I did with the people at CyberWorks. In the book category, Lean ISD, I mentioned earlier, published in 1999, cover designed by the late Gary Rumler, who also gave me a great marketing quote. Training and Development Systems View from 2001 is also available as a free PDF. Management Areas of Performance, published in 2007, is available as a free PDF, as is Performance-Based Employee Qualification and Certification Systems, published with my former business partner, Ray Svensson. In 2010, Dick Hanshaw and I, co-founders of the ISPI Charlotte chapter, wrote the book about our startup story. It's actually a booklet, only about 55 pages in length. In the book chapter category, I have Chapter 11 in the Handbook of Human Performance Technology, 3rd edition from 2006. This chapter focuses on performance modeling and systematically deriving the enablers of performance, a common theme in much of my writing and in my consulting practice. In 2005 through 2007, I published a series of quarterly articles, columns if you will, in BP Trends, Business Process Trends, all about business process management. My approach is to look at business processes from the human side of things, and this presented all of my human performance technology or human performance improvement or performance improvement methods. In 2007, I published a series of 12 articles in ISPI's Performance Express on instructional systems design. On my website, I offer over 170 videos. Many of these are published on YouTube, but all of them are published on Blip TV, and you can find links to all of them on my website. Lots of free resources. I hope you can take advantage of them. There are other resources, other meaning not free, but for a fee. These include books and book chapters, articles and columns, consulting for ISD or performance improvement, and workshops and coaching sessions that I do. In 2011, I reconfigured 3 of my books, a whole bunch of articles and blog posts, etc., into a book 6-pack. The first of which is the Curriculum Manager's Handbook, which was the original title of what became Lean ISD in 1999 when I first started writing that book in 1983. The second book in that series is the Analysis of Performance Competence, focused on the analyst's role in both instructional systems design and performance improvement. The next book is the Performance-Based Curriculum Architecture Design book, and then there's also the Performance-Based Modular Curriculum Development book. The 5th book in the series is the Management Areas Performance Competence, and the 6th book is From Training to Performance Improvement Consulting. On the lighter side, I have 2 books of my cartoon strip, Lessons in Making Lemonade. My book for managers and supervisors about human performance technology or human performance improvement or performance improvement is intended to be a jargon-free book that's entitled The 5th Management Foci, allowing no foo-foo in Foci 1 through 4. Going to the past, I was published in the Training and Development Yearbook in 92-93, as well as in 94-95. My Lean ISD book, although available as a free PDF on my site, is also available as a hardbound book and a paperback book through Amazon.com. as well as Training and Development Systems View. It's also available as a paperback book. Performance-Based Employee Qualification and Certifications is also available as a free PDF and as a paper-bound book. The 1994 book, The Quality Roadmap, is now out of print, but older used copies are still available. I talked to somebody recently who acquired one. In 2006, I was published in Chapter 11 in the Handbook of Human Performance Technology. We covered that earlier. The version that I have for free on my website is what was submitted to the editors. This is slightly different. In 2003, I have a chapter in the Instructional System Design Revisited book, and I have a chapter in the Human Performance Technology Revisited book from 2004. Back in the mid-90s, I published a couple of articles in the Quality and Participation Journal, which is now owned by the American Society for Quality, or ASQ. The HR Matters magazine from Malaysia is available through that organization, and you can Google them or search for them and you'll find them, and you can find that particular issue, September of 2008, on empowerment as a process. More recently, I finished a multi-year quarterly series of columns in Proven, Beyond the Process. A subscription is required for this. My consulting services in the instructional systems design arena include doing instructional analysis for my clients. Then that either leads to curriculum architecture design, which I can do or they can do, or modular curriculum design, the ADDIE level of my methodologies. And I can do that design and then continue with the development of the content, or hand those designs off to my clients, who will then develop it themselves or with other resources. I also offer performance test development based on the analysis of the performance requirements and the key enabling knowledge and skills. In my consulting services for performance improvement, I again can do performance analysis. We can also work on process design. I spend a lot of time with my clients redesigning their internal training and development or learning and development processes. I can do assessment of these processes or redesign of these processes. I also help my clients set up governance and advisory systems to make sure that the stakeholders that they serve have a say in where they apply themselves, so that the stakeholders can be responsible for the returns on the investments in learning and training and knowledge management systems. I also have helped clients set up performance test administrative systems. That's covered in my books. All of these things are covered in my books. I offer workshops formally and less formal coaching sessions for performance analysts, for curriculum architecture designers, for the designers of modular curricula, for lead developers, and for project managers, for curriculum managers, and also I can do assessment and redesign of your training and development and learning development and knowledge management systems using a group process where you bring all of the key players together and take a look at your current systems and processes, assess them for their risks and for the rewards that you might get for addressing them, and then either set the specifications for the redesign and or do the redesign and or leading to the redevelopment of those processes. Many resources. Books and chapters, articles and columns, consulting, and workshops and coaching sessions. In addition to those free resources, those articles and the audio podcasts, books and book chapters, columns, and video podcasts. These resources are intended to help you climb the learning curve on learning and performance improvement. Learning and performance improvement. They're not the same, but they are linked. They're linked to the enterprise processes.